You ever have a worst enemy? My worst enemy was my manager. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I did not appreciate this man. I wished the vitriol and spite and the apocalypse upon this man's entire cottage field. I wished his crops to be weak. I wished for the vindication of my actions to cause the downfall of his well-being, his spirit to be crumbled by me, but I couldn't do that. I was an employee. So, I had no way to get back at this man. Reason being, he would schedule me stupid hours. He would always make me do ridiculous things outside of my task. For instance, if you work 12 to 3 and do pizza, and then I need you to do games, and I need you to clean the tubes. I'm like, what? For 3 hours? Dude, just let me stay the 8 hours. I need money. He's like, no, just do that and leave. I was like, fine, I guess. Fine. So I was just upset with the guy. I was genuinely upset. One day, it's a Saturday. I'm running party host. It's a Chuck E. Cheese, by the way. I'm running being a party host on a Saturday. I'm doing a black family that has 20 people, and it has a little girl that's turning 7. And I'm looking over, and I see my manager talking to some woman. I'm like, oh, I go over there, and I'm just like, boss, you good? You look like you're having a heated debate. And he's just like, oh, this is my wife. I'm like, oh, pleasure to meet you. And she's just like, I'm enamored. Like, she's very eloquent. I'm like, oh, a woman. I apologize. I didn't realize I was speaking to a woman. So he goes back, like, in the back thing. He's just like, hey, I gotta go back and do some paperwork. And he tells his wife, he was like, we'll talk about this later. I see a splint. I see a small splint. This is where I strike. So I'm just like, so what's going on with you guys? You good? And she just starts info dumping on me, like trauma dumping, as if she doesn't have any friends. She just like, yada this, yada that. We've been arguing, blank, 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 bada bing, bada boom. We're going through a divorce. I'm like, whoa. Information that I could use. This is a Moscow tool that will help us later. I'm really excited. So I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Well, if you ever want to text me and talk about it, I'll be your friend. She's like, women, please get friends. Please get friends. Because this woman jumped at the opportunity to be my friend. Get friends. Be friends with people around you. Have a friend outside of your partner, please. And stuff like this won't happen. So we end up texting each other. We end up having a pretty great conversation. It's pretty fun. I'm texting her while I'm at work. We're chopping it up. She ends up visiting like once a week at the job while he's not there. It's insane. They live together, by the way. So I convince her through a series of like 2 months of talking to leave her husband. Just like she just finalized the divorce. You're going to get half of everything. And from looks of it, it looks like you're going to get the house because he probably can't stand being there because of the way the situation is right now, especially with how things are operating. They have no kids. They have a cat. It's a whole thing. So after 2 weeks after that conversation, they actually end up finalizing a divorce. I'm like, oh, snap. 5 days pass. She messages me. What are you doing? Well. What a coincidence. Your ex-husband didn't schedule me to work, so I'm free. Could you pick me up, please? She picks me up. We go to a coffee shop. We having a wonderful time. We end up talking in person, just talking about things. She's a lot more free. You know, when you're outside of a relationship, you feel like you can talk more for some reason. I don't know what that's about. We speak. And then she's like, do you want to continue this conversation? I'm like, would I like to get? Of course I'd like to continue this conversation. We end up going back to her house. First night, we didn't do anything. Nothing like that happened. I do end up discovering that he's living in a motel. And I do end up discovering that he has a very nice bed, and his side is actually comfier because I slept on his side. I wore his boxers. And if you're seeing this, you know who you are. I wore your shirts. I used your soap. By the way, I didn't use your Axe because Axe is bad for your skin. Don't use Axe if you're still using Axe, dude. Don't do that. Anyways, outside of that, he ends up discovering that me and his wife are talking and having conversation and stuff like that, and he just gets mad and angry. He cusses me out in the middle of the store on a Friday, and Friday at Chuck E. Cheese, that's party day, and he storms to the back after he noticing that he's out there, and he just lost control of his temper. I got a big tip from the party because of that, because they thought I was getting like abused at work, and I was like, yeah, he's pretty mean. End up finally complained to HR. People ended up writing about the event in the reviews of the store. It was insane. Whole crazy event. They ended up having to scrub the reviews. It was pretty nuts whole thing happening at Chuck E. Cheese. But District manager, a big boss, comes down. He asked me about the situation. I'm like, yeah, he was being mean, things of that nature. Bada bing, bada boom. He ends up chortling. He's like, you did that with his ex? I sure did. Well. Looks like you deserve to be a manager. I'm like, what? How would you like a $3 pay raise? I'd love a $3 pay raise. What? All the way up to $15, because that's what it was back then. It was a worthless pay raise. Anyways, I become a manager. I'm so happy. Life is good. He gets fired. And I get to clomp, link, kaboom, kajoink, kablakadoop. Wife. Oh, what a beautiful time it was. My life is so fun.